Hello friends, it's Boras here, and this time for my FIFA 21 crossing tutorial with some fantastic tips and tricks. Crossing is back in FIFA 21, and today I'm going to show you the 4 best crossing techniques in this game. Let's get this started. Before getting into the techniques, let's talk about the settings here. We have 2 settings here that you should change. The first one here is assisted headers, so this one must be turned off, since that is still the default setting for competitive modes like Rivals and FUT Champs. So it doesn't make any sense to practice here assisted headers, since you still in the end must change it to manual. But if you just play for fun, just play some game modes like Seasons and FUT Draft, you can keep it on assisted. But yes, over to now cross assistance, and this is important here because you have 2 options. That is semi or assisted, and you should check this because depending on your experience level, how much you played the FIFA earlier, you will have a different default settings. Some will have semi and some will have assisted. Both are good, but the best one I think is semi, because this allows you to use some crazy power, which is especially good for one technique that we're gonna get into very soon. Assisted is of course easier, but there is a higher skill cap with semi. The only difference with semi is that you must aim towards the box. You cannot aim forward because then the ball will most likely go outside of the field. You must aim up or down depending if you're on the left or right side towards the box. It is semi, which means that you still have assistance but not completely. Just getting used to this, it takes a while, but it is not that hard. Alright, the time for the first technique, which is the Lofted cross, L1 cross or LB on Xbox, which is the perfect cross to use towards the far post. And this was also here last FIFA, even though last FIFA crossing was dead, but it was great in 18 and 19 as well. I think it was introduced in 18. And this one is great to use if you want to aim for the far post towards a tall player and the box is quite crowded. Just press down L1, use around 3 bars of power, and then go for that the far post cross. Then we have a new technique called the whipped cross, which is a powerful and quite flat cross inspired by Alexander Arnold. To perform this, you must press down both triggers, L1 and R1 at the same time, and then make a cross with your crossing button. Here you should use high power, between 3 bars to full power. This is great to use to aim for a player in the box that isn't marked, as the ball travels very fast and the opponent won't have so much time to react. This is also great to use when you cut back on the wing towards a winger's strong foot and you have players darting into the box. The speed of the ball and the flat trajectory can easily find its way between defenders. Now though, it is time for the real deal. Whipped cross is decent, but the driven cross is goated. This is the main reason why I should use the cross assistance on semi. To perform a driven cross, you press down R1 while crossing, and if you double tap the crossing button, the ball will travel on the ground. Otherwise it will go around the waist area. Both techniques are great, and in both scenarios you should use high power, between 3 bars and full power, just as you did with the whipped cross. This gives the ball a very nice curve, and it almost travels with the speed of light if you use high power with semi settings. This is the best move to use to aim for open space towards an attacker in motion. Alright, the time for the most advanced technique, but the most powerful of them all. I also covered this briefly in Creative Rounds tutorial, and this is the player lock cross, which gives you some completely new opportunities. Here you will take control of the player in the box, like you do maybe in pro clubs, and the AI will make the cross for you. Here you can find some open space in the box, which the AI in the game can't. You will do this manually. To perform this, you must activate player lock, pressing down both sticks at the same time, L3 and R3, and then you must switch with the right stick to the desired player. And the third step is to ask for the cross. Just press the crossing button. You can see more about this in my Creative Rounds tutorial, but this cross is the best of them all. And to practice this, you can of course as always go to the underrated skill games, and first you have to unlock the basics, and then you just go here to long passing, and here the exercise number 5 is the best one, and then you can just practice all types of crosses with your desired winger. And you can even practice here play lock, the manual one. You can go with all of them and just getting familiar and comfortable with the semi settings, especially if you look to switch here from assisted to semi for crossing, which I do recommend if you want to take this to the next level. And yes, practice makes perfect, so make sure to spend these hours. Alright, let's check out some in-game examples, starting here with the Lofted cross, L1 cross, and this is from the wing, and around the penalty box area you see that we see here Ibra on the far post, the perfect spot for him. Want to get this with a high trajectory towards the far post, and from here we're also going to do one thing. You see that we're going to use here actually a driven header, which is great to use in combination with the Lofted cross. That is just like with a driven shot, you press both triggers down, L1 R1 or LB on Xbox, and then you just aim for the side that the cross came from, just like this. This is just a perfect Lofted cross. Just textbook and super effective as well. Especially if you have top players like Ibrahimovic, or maybe something like, I don't know, Llorente from Napoli or something similar, that maybe aren't that quick, but are very physical and strong. And then we have the whipped cross, which is very interesting as well. And this one we use here to cut back here, for example with the Cuadrado, who is right-footed. His left foot is maybe not the best for crossing, and also we don't really have here players in the box. We must wait for them, so we cut back and we just wait for players here to move towards the box. And you see here, we're gonna see some space opening up here between his center backs, and we have Morata on a very good run. And using this whip cross, it will go with very high speed and very flat as well. And very often also it will go towards an open area. And you see how quickly this one goes. And it's very hard to stop. It goes here even behind his center backs, and it's an easy header for Alvaro Morata. So that one is really good to use when you cut back for a winger's strong foot. Now I will show you this low cross, the RB cross, R1 on PS of course. Now I will show you how important it is to aim right also with the left stick. You see here, this is not perfectly aimed. We're using semi, we must aim downwards towards the box, but since we aim like it's assisted, it will just go towards the keeper. Compare that one to this one here, where we actually aim correctly as we should when we use it here on semi. We come here on the wing with Bale again on his weak foot, and we see on the radar some space here opening up towards the far post, and just R1 down using high power and then aiming the left stick downwards, and this time it will be completely perfect, and it's so hard to stop. You can use this with double tap on the ground, and also of course the regular one as well. They are both amazing, and you're gonna see here the outcome of this. The ball speed, the precision, it is just crazy, and also here the great curve. And we see here Messi darting inside the box, and an easy finish here for the world's best. But time now for my favorite, the manual cross, and this has unlimited opportunities really. But here you're gonna have to practice on the player lock. You see now, we have player lock turned on, pressing down both triggers. And right after this, we are quick, we switch instantly, because we see here the man in the box, we go here, you see now that it changed, so we control now the guy in the box, and the AI has control of the ball holder. That is step 1 and step 2, and the last step is to call for that cross, pressing the cross button, and you see that we get the open chance and a great header as well. Manual header we did practice. But this one though is my favorite example, and you can see how we can use this to trick the opponent that he thinks that we'll go now for the near post, but instead we have the play lock on. We're gonna go now for the open space towards the far post. We'll just trick him here, and then we make this little body feint and going towards the far post instead. That is completely open, asking for this cross, and the rest is history here. Ibra with open chance, and Ibra is never gonna miss that. The perfect example of a player lock cross. Alright guys, that is it. Fully hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did so, make sure to drop a like, and yes, we have some more things coming to the channel very soon. We're working on some more tutorials as we speak now, especially shooting and defending, some big ones, hopefully gonna come out this week. Otherwise, I have some other things as well. Road to Glory coming soon again, episode 3, with the progress towards Division 2 and Division 1 here, and qualifying for a weekend league, and also one more squad builder with a crazy hybrid from some low-key leagues, a very cheap one. That one might come out tonight, depending on the time. Anyways, I will see you guys soon again. Thank you so much again, and as always, until next time, take care.